All right, so I know we are all anxiously awaiting gyms to open back up. I know I am. And with that being said, we have to be mindful that probably when they do open back up, there's going to be a mad rush of people, kind of like the New Year's crowd that we sometimes judge a little too harshly because we're like, oh, they're on my equipment, blah, blah, blah. But I want to talk about how we need to shift our attitudes in the gym and really focus on other people that may be struggling and that we can overlook and often just kind of ignore. So that's what we're diving into in this episode. So get ready for episode 126. Let's go.
I've always been that skinny guy.
Why can't I gain muscle mass?
What do I do in the gym?
They said I'd always be skinny.
This is your complete source for how to gain lean muscle and break out of your skinny body. From nutrition to getting the most out of your workouts and everything in between. We know just how frustrating gaining muscle mass can be, but don't worry, we've got you covered. You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast. Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Parody. I will be your host today. And before we dive into today's content, if you are looking for a structured workout plan, then head on over to bonestobulk.com. I offer complete online programs, one-on-one coaching. We even have like merchandise that you can buy, shirts to rep Bones to Bulk. So head on over and check those things out. You won't be sorry. It's good stuff. All right, let's dive into today's episode. So I'm sure you've probably seen some of those memes out there of gyms opening back up and the mad crowds like storming the gym and all that. And it probably isn't far from the truth because people go crazy when stuff shut down for a while. And we need to be mindful of when that happens because a lot of people during this time, they have more time to focus on their health, on their nutrition, on their fitness. And maybe they've, for the first time, started working out. Maybe that's you. And so when the gym is about to open, they're going to go and get a membership and try to maintain what they've been doing at home since, a lot of us have more time on our hands with Corona and everything. And it's really important during this time to be mindful that there may be a lot of new people in the gym, and that is a good thing. And they may need help. And I don't mean necessarily help in, here, let me spot you or, let me correct your form. I don't mean that. Like, we shouldn't just go up and tell somebody that they're doing something wrong. That's definitely a bad first impression to make. But what I am talking about is you may see someone who is maybe a first timer in the gym and they may be struggling with self-confidence issues. They may be feeling out of place because I know that I felt very out of place when I started going to the gym. And sometimes just saying hello can go a very long way. Introducing yourself, saying, hey, I haven't seen you in here before. My name is Brian, blah, 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 and just shoot the breeze for a minute. And I don't mean you have to have a 10-minute conversation with them, but just acknowledge their presence and maybe lend an encouraging word. Like, keep up the good work and I'll hopefully see you around, leave it open. That one experience that someone has may be the difference between them coming back and them giving up on their fitness goals. And you can have that effect on someone because we overlook it and we simply sometimes think like when the gym's overcrowded, we complain like, I can't get on, this machine or that machine. Let's face it, there's enough equipment in the gym for us to do something. Like there just is. There's tons of stuff. Just go use free weights instead of the machine, or you go use the machine instead of the free weights. Like you can still work out. It's not the end of the world. And the reason I really want to push this home is because I know for me when I started, there was several people that I kind of introduced myself to in the gym as a newbie. I felt out of place. I felt awkward. I didn't know what I was doing. I would read the labels on the machines to try to figure out like how the machine even moved because I didn't know. And I would go up to people that I felt were in really good shape and who kind of seemed like they knew what they were talking about. And I'd talk with them. I'd be like, hey, it looks like what you're doing's working. What do you do? And 9 times out of 10, they were very open and willing to share with me what they do and tips and things that helped them along the way. And it's just really important to do that because we can get in this mindset that we're alone, that we're the only ones struggling with, gaining muscle or losing weight or getting stronger or whatever our goal is. But every single person who's in the gym had their first day in the gym. Like nobody just started off an expert. So we've got to keep that in mind, both for ourselves and both for others, because it's easy to just put the headphones in and lose yourself in the gym. It's very easy. And I'm super guilty of this more times than not. I've really been this last year, well, at least before gyms closed, I really was making it a point to people that I'd never seen in the gym because I'm in there pretty much regularly at the same time. So I kind of know the usual crowd. And I was trying to make
make it a point to when I saw somebody new to go up and just introduce myself. And I don't know whether that's made a difference or not, and it doesn't really matter, but I would like to think that it's helpful for those people. It helps them feel more at home. It helps them feel just more comfortable in being in there in what can be a very uncomfortable place when you're starting out. Because I know for me, I had so much insecurity when I started lifting, like a lot of it. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I felt scrawny and puny and that everybody was looking at me, and people aren't. At least, if you're regular, please don't just point at people and stare. Because that's not going to help them develop or grow. Like, they're there. Every single person in the gym is there for a singular purpose, and it's to get better in some sense. And even if someone's doing things wrong, guess what? I did everything wrong when I started. I probably, like, when I first set up a bench in my house when I first started, if that was in a public place and people had cell phones back then and were like putting everything on YouTube, I would have probably gone viral for all the crazy crap that I did, like for real. So don't be too quick to judge and point and all that. And yes, you will run into the occasional not so nice person in the gym. It's going to happen inevitably. But guess what? You run into that everywhere sometimes. But for the most part, people are much friendlier, much more open than we give credit for. We kind of get this sense of like everybody's bad and everybody's out to get us and everybody's laughing at us, and that's really not the case. So just kind of get out of that mindset of that the gym is this very cliquish place, because it doesn't have to be. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is when gyms open back up, make it a goal to keep an eye out for new people and just say hello, just introduce yourself. Don't be weird, don't be creepy, anything like that, but just genuinely like, hey, how are you? My name is such and such. And again, it can go a long way, much further than you probably realize. All right, well, that wraps up today's episode. If you are on any kind of social media, please check us out. We are everywhere at Bones to Bulk. If you've not checked out our YouTube channel, please go look at our videos, subscribe to the channel. I put out a lot of content and have been doing a lot of home workout videos that you can do from home. And because, let's face it, all of our gyms are closed. So what else are we going to do? All right, so go check that out. And remember, you can accomplish any fitness goal that you set your mind to. You've got this.